Oh, hello. Welcome to Gourmet, the channel where I cook my way through all the cookbooks I own and have never used. We are starting on our new cookbook, Delicious Disney Just Desserts, where we'll be making flourless chocolate cake. Look at how beautiful that looks. Ours is definitely not going to come out like that, but I'm excited to try it. I wasn't thinking about making this recipe because it's just a flourless chocolate cake, but then the day came and I said, I want flourless chocolate cake. So here we are. This one comes from the Hollywood Brown Derby, which, funny enough, is our second Hollywood Brown Derby dessert. So I guess I guess I need to go there more. I don't know, but let's get started. So we are starting our flourless chocolate cake. Um, I wasn't originally going to make this recipe, but then the day came and I thought the flourless chocolate cake just sounds really good. So no, we're doing it. We need to start out by melting our chocolate. The recipe does say to do this in the microwave. I'm not going to do that. I'm doing it in a double boiler. This is probably one of the things that I've become like a snob about in cooking. Like doing it in the microwave, totally fine, right? There's not really an issue with it, but I think it's so much easier to burn the chocolate. Where if you do it over a double boiler like this, you have a lot more control. It does take longer, but I'm okay with that. We need to add in a cup of butter and then a cup of dark chocolate chips. It does say to cut the butter into small pieces. Now that's just so it melts better in the microwave, but we're gonna do it in the double boiler, so we'll be fine. Let me just turn down the heat, take this up a little bit, and then turn down the heat. You don't want it to get too hot this way, just because that will also still burn the chocolate. But I just much prefer doing it over I just prefer melting chocolate this way. It really is. There's no other reason than that. So if you do this in the microwave, that's totally fine. But you won't catch me doing it if I don't have to. So here's our measuring cup. We've got our butter in here. The butter's going to be fine. It'll be okay like it is. These are the chocolate chips I'm using. It specifically says a dark chocolate, so I got the Ghirardelli 72% cocoa dark chocolate chips. And we'll just go ahead and measure out a cup of these. Out of everything I bought for this recipe, this was definitely by far the most expensive part. And I'm going to do more than a cup. That was just over a cup, which is totally okay. And I think it's going to make our cake taste good. So here's our chocolate. You can see, oh, it just melts so quick. And that's kind of why I don't like to do it in the microwave, because it does melt so fast. The butter was cold. I should have used room temp butter, but I forgot to take it out before I started filming. So be better than me. I'm going to do is kind of steal the water for another part of the recipe we need to make. It says fresh brewed espresso. Now, we all know I'm not a coffee drinker. I don't like coffee. There's nothing about it that I really enjoy. I get why you add it to the chocolate. It does make it a richer flavor. But since I don't have an espresso maker on hand, I live alone. I don't live with anybody who has an espresso maker. I am going to use this instant coffee from Folgers, which I know is not the same thing. But I'm going to make my espresso with that, and I'm just going to use this boiling water. So our butter is pretty much melted in here. You can see we still have a little bit left, but I'm going to go ahead and take this off the heat and set the bowl with the chocolate to the side. The butter's going to keep on melting in here, and it's almost finished. So it's going to melt just from the heat of this, but I don't want to burn the chocolate anymore. And really, that just took a couple minutes. So it's super easy. Now I've got my little mug here that we poured our instant coffee into. I'm going to go and take this over to the sink and pour in, because I don't trust myself to do it over here. But I'm going to pour in some of the hot water into here. And then I'm also going to take 2 tablespoons of this hot water and put it in a separate bowl that we're going to be using in a minute.
So in this bowl, not that you can see it, we do have 2 tablespoons of hot water. We're going to go ahead and measure out 2 tablespoons of our quote unquote espresso. We need to measure out a third cup of cocoa powder. So here's the Hershey's cocoa powder. We've seen her before. It's the one that I've had in my pantry for forever. But we're going to measure out a third cup of cocoa powder. Ooh, there's our third cup. And I'm going to go ahead and give that a stir with the water and the coffee. And I'm just trying to break up all of the little bits of cocoa powder in here and get this like kind of smooth. There we go. I think that's pretty good. I'll set that to the side. Now what do we need? We need this big bowl here. Now we're going to get ready for the next step. So we've got our big bowl here. We're going to go ahead and crack in 6 eggs. So let the counting begin. Now it is time to measure out some sugar. We need a cup of sugar. So somewhere I have a cup. Here's my cup. Oh, that was loud. I don't know if that's as loud for you guys as it is for me, but oh, that was kind of ear piercing. And it's just regular granulated sugar that we're measuring out. There's our cup of sugar. And lastly, we need 2 tablespoons of rum. So this is the rum that I'm using, this Grander Panama rum. It's not my favorite to drink. I think I've said it before, but it is good to cook with. It comes out pretty nice. So I don't know what that's about. I don't know why it's so different, but it is. So I'm just going to measure out 2 tablespoons. But now we are going to whisk this together until everything comes combined. I think this is pretty well mixed together. I mean, it's not perfect, but we're going to get there in a minute. Now we need to add in the cocoa espresso mixture. So let's go ahead and get this all out of our bowl. We're going to get in as much as we can. I guess, I don't know. I guess I would say don't use such a big bowl or use like a more shallow bowl. I feel like this is hard to get all of this out. I think I'm just making things worse. So we're going to call it there. And we're going to go ahead and whisk all of that together. That looks nice. There we go. And we're going to combine our chocolate into this mixture. And we're just going to get out all this. This is much easier to get out than the cocoa powder mixture. Okay. And let's give this a stir. I think that's pretty much it. That feels pretty combined to me. That looks pretty combined as well. Cool. So now we're going to pour our lovely batter into this lovely cake pan. So we are supposed to be using 2 6-cup muffin molds per the recipe. I just realized what we're doing. These are small. Oh. Oh boy, hold on. Okay, so I was rereading the recipe and I realized I did something wrong. I don't know what I thought. But we're supposed to use 2 6-cup silicone muffin molds, which I don't have. I don't have 6 cups. I have the 12 and I have a big cake pan. And this is kind of originally what I was thinking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour in a lot of the batter into this cake pan. I'm not going to, you don't want to fill it all the way. It's not going to rise a whole lot, but it will rise a little bit. And then whatever's left, I'm going to fill in with these muffin pans. And we're just going to do an experiment, if there is anything left. See, because I think that's probably just about as full as you want it. So I'm going to scoot that over, and I'm going to go ahead and fill in a couple of these guys. Okay. I could work to get another muffin out of that, but I'm not. I'm just probably going to eat that with a spoon and my finger. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to cook both of these. The recipe says on 325 for 20 to 25 minutes. We are going to start out at 22 minutes. I'm guessing that these will be finished. This will not. And then we'll just have to go from there to see how long this one's going to actually take to cook. So here's the ones that just came out of the oven that were in the muffin tin. I think we probably have like another 10 minutes, if not a little bit more, on the one in the oven, the big one. So it's been just about 40 minutes for this big one. Probably a little closer to 45. But here is what it looks like. It looks great. You can see it puffed up nicely. For comparison, this is how the other ones have cooled. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to let this cool a little bit. But all of these, I don't know, I can't count. All of these have to go in the fridge for 3 hours minimum. So, like I said, they're going to cool down a little bit, and then we'll stick them in the fridge for 3 hours. So, before we continue making our chocolate cake, I wanted to make like a homemade whipped cream because I thought that would just be good with this. So I'm gonna just do the whipped cream recipe I always make, which is a cup of whipped cream and a couple tablespoons of sugar. Did I just say a cup of whipped cream? I meant a cup of heavy whipping cream. And I'm just gonna kind of like eyeball the sugar into this. I think this recipe is Alton, like comes from Alton Brown. I don't really remember anymore. It's the one that I've just made it for so long at this point that I don't know where I got it. But I'm just gonna whip by hand until like soft peak. So it's just been, it's actually not been too long. It's been like 2 minutes. But this is where I want it. I guess it's soft peak, but it's almost not at the same time. But it's enough to where like it will stay together. I don't know. This is just kind of how I like the whipped cream for stuff like this. So I'm going to set this in the fridge. So we're ready to make our ganache. I have a feeling this is going to go really quick because I'm using kind of a big burner. I'm also tempted to make 2 cups of ganache instead of like a double recipe instead of what they say, but you know, we'll follow the recipe. So what we did is we've got a cup of cream here. Yes, I'm using the same whisk that I used for my whipped cream. Sue me. And then in our cup, I'm going to go ahead and pre-measure out some dark chocolate pieces. Same ones we used for the cake. So just kind of keep it similar consistency or taste at this point. They're going to go all over the place in my kitchen because I tore the bag so poorly. What sucks about this recipe is the chocolate chips are by far the most expensive thing. And I had to buy 2 bags. Now, you can use like what's the word? Cheaper chocolate chips, but I always find these like Ghirardelli ones to be really nice and they're melting and everything. So that's why I did it that way. We are going to heat the cream up until it boils, and then pour in the chocolate, turn off the heat, and whisk in, what's it called? The chocolate chips. While we do that, I'm going to get our cake ready to have the ganache poured over it. So this is our cake. The idea is, I'm not 100% sure how this is going to work, but the idea is to put it on a wire rack and pour the ganache over the cake into the bowl. And then we either can serve immediately or kind of like have it harden until in the fridge until it's ready to serve. I might put it in the fridge a little bit just so I can get like a nicer platter. But I don't really have a cake platter, so there's a chance that that's not going to work. But this feels really nice. I'm going to have to get a spatula or something to go around the sides to loosen that. I probably should have done this when it came right out of the oven. I just didn't think about it. We have the parchment paper at the bottom, so I'm not too concerned about the bottom. It's definitely just the sides that are going to be the issue. Haha! I'm so good at this. Perfect. There is our cake. Well, there we go. That's fine enough. You know, there's a thing where like cream and milk don't really boil like normal. They just need to get hot. And I think this is probably pretty hot. So I'm going to stir in the chips. I still have it over the heat so that if it's not hot enough, they will still melt. But ooh, look at that. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so here's that ganache. That's pretty much together. So I'm gonna go ahead. I might scoot this over just a little bit so you can see. And I'm just gonna pour starting from the middle. And I'm gonna try to, well, I guess I do have a little spatula. I don't want to waste too much because I still have those other ones in the fridge. But I also want this one to look nice, you know? So we'll give them some more. Oh, I just know this is this is gonna be so good. I'm so excited. It is supposed to kind of, in the picture and everything, it's supposed to cover the sides, the ganache. So that's what I'm trying to do. There comes to a point where I just have to stop it. Like here, I think this looks really nice. I know that part. There we go. I'm going to stop this here. I'm going to find spot in the fridge, and we're going to let this cool. We'll take these little guys out. And I'm just going to be really honest. I'm pouring whatever's left on top of these on the plate, and they get to live like that. So, yeah. Because our ganache is already pretty set. And yeah. Okay. We did it. We did it. Look at us go. That's everything. Now we're gonna let these sit a little longer, and then we get to try it. I'm so ready. And here is our slice with our whipped cream on top. I'm sorry, but look at how good this looks. I just dropped it everywhere. So I dropped the first piece. So here's our second piece. It looks so good. I'm so excited to try this. I'm just gonna try it with my whipped cream spoon. Ooh, the whipped cream is so good. That whipped cream is so good. Oh, there's all over the plate. I don't know. We're having a rough time, but let's just. Here's our bite. Whipped cream cake. Let's get this in and put it down. That is so good. Like, yes, it's a flourless chocolate cake with a ganache. So, like, can you get that a lot of places? Sure. Is it going to be delicious wherever you get it? Yes. The homemade whipped cream, I know it's not part of the recipe, but I think that really takes it to the next level. This one gets a 10 out of 10. I don't care what you say. This was delicious. It was easy to make. I didn't even follow the recipe for the cooking time. I had to extend it by like 20 minutes. And that was fine. That worked out perfectly. But like everything was so easy to make. The ingredients are so easy to find. The it just it's one of those recipes that you're like, yeah, I could get this somewhere like for probably like $7-8 a slice, or you can make it yourself for like $15 and have a whole bunch. Um, I'm so excited. I did spill it all over the down, like all over the front of my shirt. So I have to go take care of that. But I just want to say this one is so good. We'll see how long this lasts because something tells me it's not going to last long. I thought I might be sharing it. I'm not. Nobody's going to get a slice of this except for me. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.